Testing. All right. You can cut out that other.
Hey, yo, hey.
Yeah. Run it up, Blondo.
Hey, see y'all from Texas, where we should ride in swangers and put diamonds in our neck.
Woo! What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing this evening? It is your guy, your boy, your homeboy, your partner, Doc Holiday. We are back with another HBCU Overdrive. It's HBCU tonight, tournament time. Make sure that you like the stream, comment, share, and most of all, subscribe to the channel. So we got some things going on today. What's up? We got regular people coming in right now. Mr. Quay, she is the person you need to talk to for anything that goes on with the show. We also got Miss Hattie. How you doing, Miss Hattie? And then we got Uncle Israel, Dr. Israel. Gotta give him the proper introduction. So you gotta give him that proper introduction, because you deserve it. What up, bro? Gang, what's that? Iceman, what's up? I got baseball playing in the background right now. It's Jackson State versus Tulane. And right now, Tulane is up. Tulane is up on Jackson State in the first. I guess it's in the first inning. But other than that, we have SWAC basketball action coming at 7:30. So I will be streaming the game live tonight. So. And this time I shall be up because last time I streamed the game, I was knocked out. I was knocked out for the majority of it. But other than that, man, before we get into everything, they are on the road. They are in New Orleans playing they're playing in Tulane. So before we get into everything for tonight, we're gonna go ahead and take a good commercial break. We'll be back in just 1 minute. It's your boy Doc Holiday. Become a subscriber on HBCU Overdrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_Overdrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shout outs, and members only live chats. And also you can get birthday shout outs on here and win member when you become a subscriber. You can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU Overdrive. You can hit the PayPal, David Smith 1925, and you can hit the Zelle, David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket. All right, So we are back. We are back. We are back. And as always, you know, we are simulcast live on Twitter also. So all my Twitter family, make sure you hit that follow button on the profile on the page, and then hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel. All right. All right. First and foremost, before we get into the game, um, before we get into tonight's game, shout out to the Devilettes, Mississippi Valley women's basketball team for, first of all, defeating a scrappy FAMU team in the first round, and then making it to the quarterfinals and playing against the top-rated Southern Lady Jags, and pretty much we all saw what happened. Got defeated by double digits earlier today. But earlier today, there was a shocker in Atlanta, in College Park. Let me just say that. Grambling defeats the top-ranked team in the SWAC and the Southern Jaguars in the quarterfinals, 65-62. If you think I'm lying, I'm not. 65-62. Going to Grambling. Going on the side of Grambling State University. And the game went into overtime. Now, Grambling didn't really have too much of a great season this year, but we got to understand they are the defending conference champions from last season. And with Grambling, with Southern out of the tournament, it's a wide open tournament now. It is J-State's tournament to win. But we also can't not count out them Third Ward Tigers from Houston, Texas, and Texas Southern. They don't call it the Texas Southern Invitational for nothing. Let's remember that. Johnny Jones has been to the last 3 NCAA tournaments until last season when Grambling took it outright. But let's not also sleep on a scrappy Bethune-Cookman team that's still that don't play until tomorrow. And last but not least, let's not take anything away from Alcorn, because they do turn it up during the tournament time since they had Landon Bussey took over as head coach. And also a surprise to me is Alabama State sitting at 16-15 and was the number 5 team in the conference at 12-6. Let's not sleep on them either. And for tonight, let's not sleep on Jackson State. Let's not sleep on FAMU, y'all, because they do like to chunk up the threes, and deservedly so. Also want to go ahead and give a shout out to our Jackson State Zone, Talia Dilworth, for being the Women's Player of the Year and the conference newcomer of the year. Coming in, transferring in from Kentucky State, led the conference in scoring, led Jackson State in scoring, led it in majority of all categories. So, other than that, before we get into this game, let's talk about what happened over on Sunday, which I haven't been on in a while. But Sunday, Coach Eddie George decided to take his talents to Bowling Green, Ohio. I'm about to say Kentucky, but he is the new head coach of the Bowling Green Falcons, part of the MAC conference. He goes back to, I wouldn't call it his home state, but he goes back to Ohio, where he was a Heisman standout, a stud at Ohio State University. And a lot of people felt that it was right for him to go ahead and lead Tennessee State. And I'm one of those people, not to say to move up, but what's going on in Tennessee State right now and with the state of Tennessee. Now, before we get into the game, I want to play this clip. I kind of said that when I did this interview at the end of January at Shrine Bowl, that this clip didn't sit, and I want to say sit well. It didn't age well. But let me go ahead and get this.
Get back to that point, not so much focused on winning the championship, but everything is.
There we go.
All right, this is Doc Holliday, HBCU Overdrive. I'm here with Coach Eddie George at Tennessee State University, former running back of Ohio State University, and one of my favorite Dallas Cowboys. All right, Coach, you had a phenomenal season this year, going 9-4, going to the first round of the playoffs, winning the Big South OVC. What are the things that you want to do for this coming up season as far as getting better?
The next level is to get back to that point, not so much focused on winning the championship, but everything associated in terms of our habits, our behaviors, and our mindset to prepare like that every day. You're a champion long before you hold up the trophy. So we're going to revisit those things, retool a couple things with the staff, focus on the fundamentals, the techniques of what we're trying to do, and just get better overall. It's a very competitive conference that we're in, so we got to gear up, get the best shape of our lives, and ready to rock and roll.
I know you talked about wanting to go back to the Southern Heritage Classic between Jackson State and Tennessee State. Was there any thought about having something going on for next year instead of this coming up year?
Well, yeah, the Southern Heritage Classic may not happen this year, but just trying to rework some things. I don't know if Jackson State's still interested in playing that game, But there's something that we have to wait to see in the future.
Okay. You got 3 HBCU games on your schedule for next this coming up season. What things? Who are you most geared for to play for this season?
Everybody. We got a really unique schedule. Like you mentioned, 3 HBCUs, Howard being on the bill as well, North Carolina A&T, of course, the OBC schedule, and North Dakota State. So we have a very challenging schedule this year. And the first game is going to be North Carolina State, and it's Central. So hopefully we'll just be ready and geared up for that. So right now, our first opponent is us. We're going to win the spring first, we can win the fall.
All right. And what is it like being back here in Dallas in an organization that you played for, even though it was only for a year? How does it feel back being here in DFW?
It's great.
All right. So basically, I excuse me. Basically, when I talked about that, it was basically more of what he could do with Tennessee State. Can he bring them more? Can he get them to the level of a North Dakota State, of a South Dakota State, of a Montana State, those teams like that. And he was basically ready and geared to actually to coach that team. And with everything that is going on in the state capital, with everything that's going on with the state, only giving them a quarter of, not even all of the money that is owed to the school, but only giving them $250 million, but only telling them what they can do with their own money that is theirs. Also laying off people and everything. The writing was on the wall. And to be honest with folks, I let them know, like, hey, this is for them, first of all, for Bowling Green to hire a coach this late in the spring season. So remember, we are in spring football. We are in spring practice mode. We are headed to the second wave of the transfer portal in April. This is not a good look for the Tennessee State Tigers. And I say that because now you're behind the 8-ball. And not only that you're behind the 8-ball, whoever is going to be running the team is basically going to have to re-recruit the whole team. Basically going to the portal. Basically picking up a lot of players that you got to circle back around. Eddie was looking for, he had stability at Tennessee State until this past year when the state decided to take over the Board of Trustees for Tennessee State University. He was not looking for a scapegoat. He was not doing anything like that. He was going to be all in with Tennessee State. But at the same time, what can you do? Another reason why I say I bring this up too is because some people said this is more like what happened with Dion when he left Jackson to go to Colorado. I cannot say that, I cannot put those two as a comparison because Dion was looking to coach a Power Five. Eddie is looking to coach a football team, whether it be G5, P5, P4, or even back into FCS with our HBCU. So I can't put that in the same realm as what transpired with Dion and what happened with Jackson State. But I will say that Eddie is getting well compensated from Bowling Green. And I think he should have a good season. Now he's behind the 8 ball because we don't know what happened with Bowling Green as far as their situation with making the with their recruiting and everything. But at the same time, I think he would fill all the gaps. He would fill all the holes in right before summer practice starts. But again, this is I wouldn't say it's a goodbye, but I think it's a see you later. But at the same time, we also have to remember Eddie George has been in Nashville for the last 26, 27 years. Minus the first season and a half in Houston, because he was drafted when it was still the Oilers. He was drafted by the Oilers in Houston. And then his last season as a player with the Dallas Cowboys. But in between those two, Nashville has been his home. The state of Tennessee has been his home. I think it was hard for him to even make that decision to leave the only other home he has had in majority of his life. And just remember that majority of his life. So good luck, Godspeed to you, Coach Eddie. I will be watching out for you while you're at Bowling Green, see how you do for this season. And we're also going to take a look and see who are some viable candidates for this Tennessee State job. And if they even want to take the job, barring what is going on with the state. We have a little bit 5 minutes left before our game comes on tonight. Right now, we got Norfolk State playing Maryland Eastern Shore. And then right now, I think you got Coppin State taking on South Carolina State. And I don't know if this is men's or what. Coming on. Men's. Shout out to South Carolina State for getting a share of the men's MEAC basketball regular season title with Norfolk State. They had a good season this year. Let's see. All right. And while we're at it, go ahead and mute that. Again. No, for real, bro. That is true. He had to jump. He wanted to go down with the ship, but at the same time, you don't know what was going to happen, what is going to happen in this situation right here. Don't know who else went to Bowling Green last year, but yep, Mr. Haynes, yes, MEAC, you are in the chat. Let me check to see what these scores are before we head on to College Park, Georgia. Let me check to see what these scores looking like on the men's side. All right, Norfolk State defeats Maryland Eastern Shore 77-70. Coppin State and South Carolina State plays in the quarterfinal. They started today. Tomorrow you got Morgan taking on Howard in the first quarterfinal on the men's side, and then Central, who has had a quite of a down year this year, taking on Delaware State, who pretty much has eclipsed their win total from last season in the second quarterfinal matchup. So we shall see what happens. We got Wednesday, Coppin State. So, yes, congratulations to the Savannah State men's basketball team for winning the SIAC with an interim head coach. That's crazy. Winning the SIAC this past weekend. Shout out to the Virginia State Trojans on the men's side for winning the CIAA. And on the women's side, Fayetteville State. But shout out to those programs on the Division II side. Shout out to Langston University on the women's side for winning the conference, the Sooner Athletic Conference in women's basketball. And of course, I'm going to check on the men's because they do what they do with the men's team. But let's go ahead and get this thing rolling. It was it's 7:30, so y'all know it takes time. And of course, like I said, we are simulcast on YouTube and on Twitter. So there we go. Let's get to it.
Welcome to Champ Week on ESPN. We're in College Park, Georgia at the Gateway Center Arena for the Starry Flag Basketball Tournament presented by Buick. And we're on the men's side. Jackson State, the number 2 overall seed, taking on the number 7 overall seed, Florida A&M. Well, madness has already descended upon the Gateway Center Arena. Earlier today, the number 1 overall seed, Southern, fell to Grambling State. The champ is still the champ until they're beat, and they're moving on to the semifinals. One of these teams is trying to make it to the semifinals themselves. Well, hello, family. I'm James Haddon. With me is Tim Scarborough. Simone Stanley is on our sidelines. And, Tim, this is the time of year that we love so much because anything can happen. We've already seen the number 1 overall seed go down in this tournament, and Florida A&M is on upset alert as well.
Well, welcome to SWAC basketball, right? When you think about it, 2 years ago, the same thing happened. Johnny Jones and Texas Southern was the 8th seed. They ended up winning this whole thing. That's why the seeding goes out the window. This is a very competitive league from top to bottom. The top 10 teams made it this week, and any of those 10, except the ones that lost yesterday, obviously, have a chance. And I tell you what, FAMU played very well last night, particularly in the second half. Don't be surprised if this is a really close game down the stretch.
And Florida A&M is the only team to beat Jackson State twice in conference play this season, so they are not going to be afraid of the number 2 overall seed. Jackson State as a team, however, were super successful throughout the league. They were 1 game away from being the regular season champions at 14-4 in SWAC play, and a big reason why was their freshman of the year, and Simone Stanley has more on the Tiger.
Yes, I got to talk to Dorian McMillan before the game tonight about how it felt to get the SWAC Freshman of the Year honor, and he said it was a great feeling, and he wanted to credit the Jackson State University coaches for putting him in such a great position for him to excel. I asked him, what's the biggest difference between high school basketball and college basketball, and what was that transition like for you? And Dorian told me the biggest transition was getting used to a new routine and a new competition level. He said in high school, everybody is that guy on the basketball team, but in college, you have to find a fit on the roster and excel in that position. And we see he's done that with the Tigers.
Well, he's been that guy since he was a senior in high school, was the 6A MVP last year in the state of Mississippi. Now he's on the big stage in Georgia. Romel Manziel and J.D. Eatman are in the center circle. Our crew chief, Byron Evans, has the basketball. It's up, and Shannon Grant snags it for Jackson State. We're off and running in our second quarterfinal, and a semifinal berth is on the line here at the Gateway Center Arena.
It's important for Jackson State to come out and pick up where they left off Saturday. They put the ball in the paint several times to Mansell and Grant, and that's where their bread is butter. And already you see Coach Mo Williams, who was a guard in the NBA, understands that this is still a big man's basketball game if you have the big men to do it, which he does.
Mansell and Shannon Grant combined for 45 points in the win over Mississippi Valley State. And Mansell at the line right now misses his first free throw.
Shannon Grant, of course, was one of those players that played for FAMU last year. He was an all-conference player. He ended up transferring to Jackson State when there was a coaching change. But I tell you what,
what's going on,
Mr. Big pickup, because they already had Mansell, number 13.
Hey, man, I'm stuck. Let me hit it. So Southern lost to Grambling.
In the paint.
Mansell misses both free throws. Milton Matthews, no good on his first attempt from distance. Jackson State riding.
Settle off the Grambling in overtime.
Coming into this tournament.
I thought this was going to come down to Southern and Jackson.
Florida A&M back on February 15th.
Hottest team in the SWAC right now is in white. 6 games straight.
Yeah.
Ruffin kicks to the corner.
I'm about to say, let's not sleep on Alabama State either.
Shorts by
they looking good.
Now,
They look real. They look good, but they have to play. Yeah, they play tomorrow.
Second chance opportunities. Jackson
Okay, so
State
who will they play?
cash it in.
They have Texas Southern tomorrow.
Oh, that's gonna be a biggie. Yeah, that's gonna be a big game.
Early lead for the Tigers.
Deshaun Ruffin, a McDonald's All-American, transfer in from Ole Miss. A really big-time player in high school, obviously.
Ooh, nice.
He's a terrific SWAC player as well. Here he is with the ball. Nice steal by Kavion Hunt.
And Romel Manziel parachutes down for the punch.
And how about the delivery for Ruffin? Beautiful pass.
It's a nice size crowd there, Mr. Ford.
That was my next question to you. How's the crowd been?
No good.
That was going to be my next question.
Quarterfinal game's going to be a little light, but it's a really nice crowd.
Now the freshman of the year goes to the
rim. Okay, semifinals is Friday.
Here we go. This is what FAMU
okay, this is quarterfinals.
Yeah, this is the quarterfinals.
Once again,
this quarterfinal. Okay.
So difficult to shoot over.
I watched a little bit of FAMU and Prairie View, but I went to sleep on it.
Grant has been in foul trouble.
Yeah, I'm in school.
He saved himself by not fouling.
Oh yeah, y'all don't have spring break until next week.
Huh?
Yeah, spring break.
They will throw.
No, we don't get spring break till April.
We'll see how FAMU plays it. You know, I did their game on Saturday versus Mississippi Valley State, where you mentioned they scored 45 points between the two bigs. They were 19 of 25 from the field. Like, they were delivering when that ball was thrown in. And early on, Valley would not double, but then they had to. Easy play.
And Shannon Grant scores on the beautiful baseline out of bounds play. 7-0 Spurs to start for Jackson State.
And Coach Crary, understanding the urgency of the situation, they seem pretty calm, though. It's still early.
Three's up for Jordan Chapman.
There we go.
And the shooter's roll falls for Chapman. He's coming off 11 points last time out versus Prairie View A&M, and he's going to be big.
Yeah, I was going to say they need Jordan Chapman, third leading scorer, but the second leading scorer in the lineup because they're missing the player of the year for the second straight night.
Sterling Young in street clothes with a walking boot on his right foot. Talk with the coaching staff, an undisclosed injury. They're not sharing, but he will not play today for the second straight game. Roderick Coffey loses possession going up. It's a turnover.
The Rattlers like to go off the dribble. They'll shoot their share of threes, but they like to get paint touches as well off the dribble.
And the two former teammates.
Hey, Doc, does FAMU have height? What's the tallest guy on the floor for them?
A&M with the coaching
6'9".
See how the banter continues.
Okay.
As the matchup goes on.
Something to watch.
But they about to put the ball on the inside. There we go.
Romel Manziel.
That's why I was asking. I didn't really see. Okay.
For Ruffin, the jumper is good. And Deshaun Ruffin, who's from Jackson, Mississippi, played at Callaway High School, continues to cook for his hometown team.
That's good to see. He struggled a bit early on with the shooting percentage. He got it up to 37%, 30% from downtown.
Coffee a little long.
Ruffin was just 2 for 14 on Saturday, but he's got it going so far here.
Oh,
4-point play opportunity for Deshaun Ruffin.
Deshaun Ruffin in transition, as smooth as silk right now, just playing at his own pace, decides to pull up from Curryville, and the contest was a little too urgent, and they crash into him, and he's able to kiss it off the glass and one.
After not making a three as a team last time out, Deshaun Ruffin has 2 triples by his lonesome, and we go to the break with Jackson State in front, 12-3 over Florida A&M, and in this quarterfinal.
Oh yeah. We gotta start off fast, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, they can do that with them athletes they got. That was a big shot right there by now his name is what? That's the kid from Ole Miss. What's his name? Ruffin,
Ruffin.
right? Yeah. If he gets hot, they might be the odds-on favorite to win this thing, man. If he stays hot, man, because he's something else.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's I this season for this tournament time. It's been a good one.
Oh yeah.
I think
Oh yeah.
it's been a
So
good
what
one.
time did Southern and Grambling play?
They had played earlier around. They were the 12:30 game. No, they were the 1 o'clock game or so.
I ain't gonna say that because you know how I hate that. You know how I feel like that game there should have been at night. I'm not gonna fuss about it. But you know how I feel about that. Is that Shaquille?
Yeah, that's that. You know you're there for it, son.
Oh, that's right. That's right. His son's FAMU.
Gonna be happy after
Mm-hmm.
Shakir picked up
Yeah,
his second
yeah, that's
personal
right.
foul early in this first half, and he fouled a three-point shooter in Deshaun Ruffin, who will go to the line with an opportunity to make it a 4-point play. And Ruffin, who's from the city of Jackson, won a state championship at Callaway High School as a junior, found his way back home after going to Ole Miss. And now he is putting on a show early in this SWAC quarterfinal.
Yep, he's been perfect so far. 3 for 3 from the field, 2 for 2 from downtown, and now 1 for 1 from the free throw line.
9 points for Ruffin. 10-point lead for Jackson State. Trying to make it to the semifinals. Milton Matthews, a pull-up, and that falls. He has to be huge today with Sterling Young out.
Yeah, and we said they had to share the load. Last night they did that. Shakir O'Neal had 11, Chapman had 11, and of course Milton Matthews had 23 big ones in their win last night versus Prairie View.
Grant scores on J.D. Eatman, and the big man continued to eat down low.
No doubt he ate them up,
Take
right?
advantage of that.
And it starts
that
because
mismatch.
you let him catch
Yeah,
the ball
man.
way too close to the basket.
Now he's six. What is he? 6'10", 6'11"?
Coming off 24
No, he's 7 feet.
versus Mississippi Valley
He's 7
State
feet.
Mm-hmm.
on their last
Oh man.
game. Washington gets Manziel in the air. Now kicks to Chapman. His
Good
three.
defense.
And that's a foul.
Oh man.
Definite foul, touching the shooting hand. Jamie Mitchell Jr. coming in, trying to contest. But Chapman now will go to the line to shoot 3.
We see it more and more. It used to be considered a cardinal sin as the little up fake gets Manziel off his feet. But right there, this catch and shoot gives him a high five, which is an automatic foul there on a shooter. So Chapman will get 3 because he's behind the line.
Free throw falls for Jordan Chapman. Now 4 of the points to start for Florida A&M. Chapman, one of the 3 returning players for FAMU under new head coach Patrick Crary. And talking with Coach Crary about re-recruiting the players that were already in the program, he said that Jordan Chapman was one he definitely wanted to keep because of his work ethic, because of how he goes about his business, and he's been a leader on this team. Chapman goes 3 for 3 from the line.
And the interesting thing about that is just kind of, you have to retain your players nowadays, and it's year to year. And the more you can retain, the more nucleus you have returning, the better your team is. We're seeing some of that with this group with Jackson State. A lot of guys from last year.
Manziel is one of them. He has 4 points now. Only played in 2 games last season. Decided to come back for 1 more year.
Give me that.
Grant cleans things up down low. The block of J.D. Eatman.
You got to get him off his feet. You got to throw a shot fake or a pump fake. You just can't shoot it into his hands.
Those 2 are former teammates. Kevion Hunt finds Ruffin trying to stay hot.
There we go.
Wow.
He is
Yeah,
sizzling.
yeah,
Dial it up.
yeah, man.
Long distance.
You know what, Doc? They could ride that kid into the championship, man.
Deshaun
They can.
Yeah,
now
They need
if he
to.
stays
12
hot,
points
man,
in the
they could
first
ride him
half.
into the championship.
Caleb Washington takes the bump from Manziel. He will go to the line to shoot free throws.
No, FAMU started off very slowly last night as well versus Prairie View. But this ain't Prairie View. Jackson State is for real. They certainly have a chance to win this whole thing. You think about Southern going down earlier, the number 1 seed. So Jackson State is the highest remaining seed. Now, there's some
Yeah,
other teams
that's hard to believe.
out
Southern
there.
went down.
Johnny Jones's Texas Southern team is still out there. Reggie Theus's Bethune-Cookman is still out there. But right now, Jackson State has to be feeling pretty good if they can get past this one. And they're off to
That's another team that's hot too.
rip-roaring start.
Is that Bethune-Cookman?
Mm-hmm.
But now, Doc, you know I'm a Reggie Theus fan from way back, baby. You know, I followed him at UNLV.
Second team foul by Jackson State. Caleb Washington splits a pair, and the lead is 11 for Jackson State. Manziel off the high-low, finds Grant, makes the catch.
Good block.
Eatman
Nice block.
right back at him with the block.
And Grant, just like Eatman, really kind of didn't take it up as strong as he may have needed to.
Washington from distance, that's long. Roderick Coffey tracks down the rebound.
Nice
kicks
pass
to Milton Matthews, who's wide open. And Matthews can't finish.
That's one Matthews wishes he had back. Former NAIA player.
Y'all know this thing be tripping sometime.
Go, so fires from distance. That one's short. The long rebound comes down.
Violation.
To Grant. But Deshaun Ruffin was zigging. Grant thought he was going to zag.
He sure did.
The Tigers turn it over.
So no need to panic if you're the Rattlers. Again, we know they can come back. But they're going to need to figure out some things at this end. Once again, just like last night, not a lot of offensive flow.
Matthews with 4.
Gotta hurry.
With 2. Now Chapman fires. And Shannon Grant snags down the rebound. That's 30 seconds of excellent defense from Jackson State.
It was. And there was probably an earlier shot that was passed up, and you can live with that because the Rattlers are trying to run good offense.
This is good offense, good look, and a cash shot from Jamie Mitchell Jr. So after not hitting a 3 in the entire game versus Mississippi Valley State, Jackson State starts 4 of 6 from long range. Coffey spinning on Ruffin, takes the contact. Can't score it, but will go to the line when we return. But Jackson State is on fire early, and they find themselves with a 14.
Hey, Doc, how do you feel about Jay Billison's assertion that we need to stop playing halves and play 4 quarters? What's your thoughts on that?
I think we need to simulate with the NBA game.
So how many minutes a quarter?
I mean, you'll do 14-minute quarters. I mean, that's you doing it like the women. But I go with, if you trying to do it like NBA, I go with 4 12-minute quarters.
Okay, 4 12-minute quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I see. Okay. And by the way, who gonna get that Tennessee State job?
I don't know. That is another question that need answers to. And I understand the reason why he left, because of the simple fact that you don't know what the state is going to do.
I'm gonna come back, Doc. Somebody call. I'm gonna come back.
Go ahead. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, you won't see a lot of folks in there until Friday. I don't think you'll see a lot of people in there right now, but it'll be Friday. And that's if we, like I said, that's if we advance. If we advance, you'll see the crowd pick up. You'll see the crowd pick up. But what's going on, man? Y'all got the Thursday game tomorrow, so we're gonna tune into that. Let's get back to it. Oh, just in case, make sure that you hit that donation button. This game will not be monetized. Hit the donation button. PayPal, Cash App, Zelle.
Shoot 2 free throws.
Ruffin is a big stage kind of guy, and the coaching staff for FAMU understood that he was going to come out ready to play, but his team did not heed the warning. They've let the little beast, number 24 in white, get loose early.
2 free throws fall for Roderick Coffey, the Pensacola State transfer. The lead is 12 for Jackson State. Winner of this matchup will play the winner of Bethune and Alcorn State on Friday. The chance to make it to the championship game in this Starry Swag basketball tournament presented by Buick. Manziel is hammered at the point of attack. He'll go to the line where he's 0 for 2 today.
Mansell got the ball in close. This is a set they're running right out of the timeout to ISO Mansell around the free throw line. Good help, but a little too much contact up high, and Mansell will go to the line again for a couple.
Manziel makes the first on this trip. Played 3 years at Jackson State, but he started his career at Long Beach State. He's been on a tear lately. Has 4 straight games in double figures. And before the second free throw, Yamin Charles will come in for JDE.
Will be where they are despite the non-conference. They went 0 for 13 all on the road, but he knew that order would be restored, but more importantly, his team was getting battle tested, and these are the battles that they're being tested for right now.
They played some big-time teams in non-conference: University of Houston, University of Kentucky, and Iowa State, all top 10 ranked teams at the time. Right now, they are taking it to Florida A&M. Roderick Coffey just got that bucket. The lead back to 12. Ruffin operating, and his first miss.
And Jackson State really goes hard to the glass. So if FAMU can start getting some of these rebounds, especially long ones, they'll have their opportunities in transition where I feel like Coach Crary wants his team to get out and run a little bit. They have not been able to do so here in the early going. They've only forced 1 turnover so far tonight.
Washington, tough look. Jackson State back on the ball. He played half of this first half. Jackson State owning the paint. They're outscoring Florida A&M 8-0. Another paint touch for Shannon Grant. He's taking his time, and he's scoring.
Quadruple team. Shaquille O'Neal used to get that. That's Shannon Grant.
6 points now for Grant. The transfer from Florida A&M has a vested interest in this matchup. And Roderick Coffey has been the savior early for Florida A&M, keeping them in it. He now has 6. Hunt goes to the lane, kicks. Now the ball moving with some pace. 3 to shoot. Hunt finds himself in the corner. Can't finish.
Great set, though. This is the transition we were talking about. Coffee.
Chapman finds the glass. The finish. Block. And the foul.
That's where
I thought that was a charge. Offensive foul.
Delivering the pass. Chapman, baseline, a little kiss. The tardy rotation, and as a result, a transition opportunity converted by the Rattlers.
So Jordan Chapman now with 8. He leads all Rattlers. And on a day where player of the year in the conference and your leading scorer, Sterling Young, is not playing, you have to have players step up. And Chapman is doing that right now.
I was really looking forward to seeing Sterling Young in person, too. I see him in person, but he's not wearing his uniform.
So Chapman completes the old-fashioned three-point play, now has 9.
And again, as you mentioned, FAMU won both meetings between these two teams, and they have chipped away, and they're really right back in this thing with plenty of time here in the first half.
Hunt drops it off. It's an errant pass, so a late shot clock now. And Hunt with a running hook a la Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I wouldn't go that far. It wasn't a sky hook, but it was a hook indeed. Kareem.
Big height difference between Hunt and Kareem. It was an
so.
unstoppable shot for
Kareem
Abdul-Jabbar as Washington leaves that jumper short.
Captain couldn't be stopped his whole career.
11-point lead for Jackson State. 7.5 to play in the first half, trying to make it to the semifinals. Florida A&M picked up their first ever SWAC tournament win. Jackson State trying to knock them out of the tournament right here. That's a traveling violation on Jamie Mitchell Jr. We go to the under 8 timeout, and Florida A&M is sticking around. Jackson State, however, in front as the higher seed. More basketball to come in the Starry SWAC basketball tournament.
Hey, we may not get any calls, but that's all right though. We got to keep the lead up like that. Man, I got some news coming out here. Of course, here in the DFW area. Pro football and college football Hall of Famer LaDainian Tomlinson will be an assistant coach at Oak Ridge School in Arlington, Texas. Tomlinson will be the program's game coordinator. Oak Ridge plays in the Texas Association of Private and Parochial Schools, or TAPS. This is great. He's going to be the run game coordinator. Hey. Hey, I like that. Shout out to LT classmate. Other than that, look, we keeping the game. It's a good one. So still got like 6 minutes left in this game in the first half. Just seen this earlier on Twitter. Sending condolences to former NBA player Oliver Miller from University of Arkansas. Rest in peace.
That two ways, rebounding it off the glass, particularly long rebounds, or forcing turnovers. And right now they've only forced 2 turnovers. So they've had to face Mo Williams' half-court defense this entire game, and they haven't been able to cash it in on most possessions.
Hilton Matthews also has been quiet today, has just the 2 points on 1 of 4 from the field. Caleb Washington can't finish from in close, and Shannon Grant continues to own the glass.
Absolutely. He and Mansell, that's what they do. They offer resistance at the basket, and you're only going to get 1 crack at it.
Grant has 6 rebounds already, and Kevion Hunt wants the ball rubbed off. Too much moisture for his liking.
How about that?
So Dorian McMillan inbounds it. And Jackson State has possession with the double-digit lead.
And Jackson State is more than content to play a half-court game because they have giants in the paint. They can take their time, get it there, and deliver.
And Manziel, a special delivery at the rim. 8 points now for Ramel Manziel to go along with 1 rebound. Now Jordan Chapman hands off to Roderick Coffey. Gives off to Chapman. Stuck on the baseline amongst the trees. Just throws up a wild shot.
Man.
And not going to get the benefit of anything down there. Just too much height.
It's almost detrimental to penetrate. You have to, the way you beat Jackson State is you need bigs that can shoot the 3. If you have that and force those guys to come out of the paint defensively, then you have those driving lanes that you're looking for. There's no driving lanes right now. Shannon Grant is camped underneath that goal, and Mansell is not too far from him.
And a foul going on Jordan Chapman as he was trying to ward off Manziel, looking to make the cut down low.
Grant received postseason accolades, second-team all-conference, I believe. He was preseason first-team all-conference for how he played last year at FAMU.
And an inexcusable allowance by Florida A&M.
Well, it's tough when you're playing man-to-man on inbounds plays. That's why a lot of teams would like to go zone. But if you're not a zone team, then you have to really communicate through all those screens and back cuts and actions. And if you don't, someone's going to slip to the rim and get a shot at the bucket.
15-point lead for Jackson State. Roderick Coffey from distance. Cash.
A little coffee from downtown. No sugar, no cream.
He's trying to wake up this Florida A&M offense. Timeout is called as Roderick Coffey shoots just 26% from long range, makes just his 13th 3 all season.
They needed it, though.
They needed that 3 in the worst way.
That pulse was, that warning light was kind of flickering right now. They're running out of gas. They're running out of oil. But that Coffee shot right there, a little shot in the arm. Hopefully they'll get a jolt out of that.
Right now, Jackson State is well out in front of Florida A&M, and they're owning a lot of those important categories, +7 in rebounding, and they have 11 assists on their 13 made field goals. It has been a clinic offensively for Jackson State, who in conference play lead the conference in points as well as field goal percentage. McMillan, the step back, and the freshman of the year, firing on all cylinders.
McMillan is a really good player, and assuming he stays at Jackson State, he's going to be a monster in SWAC play for the next few years.
Averaging 10 points per game. Milton Matthews trying to get loose.
Here we go.
And he wets one from distance.
And honestly, the three-point shot is going to be the way you're going to get a good look at that end. Driving the basketball, unless you're driving to pass, it's really not good for FAMU right now with all those giants in the paint.
McMillan, no good. Shannon Grant on the offensive glass is fouled from behind by J.D. Eatman. So Eatman picks up his second. That sends Shannon Grant to the line.
This is old-fashioned 80s basketball, though, right? 3 out, 2 in, although they do have their bigs lifted a little because they want to clear it. But basically they're trying to duck in and throw that ball down on the block like old school basketball.
Free throw falls for Shannon Grant. The only part of the game where he struggles is at the line, shoots just 66%.
Which is not great, but it's not terrible for bigs. We know some bigs that shoot much worse than 66. I'm not going to say any names or talk about anybody in the building right now.
He has security around him, so I'm trying to keep my cool.
Right.
So Grant adds to the lead of Jackson State. The difference is 13 right now with 4:14 remaining in the first half. Matthews.
Shaquille O'Neal catching strays, man, for no reason, right?
That's on you. I'm not throwing any strays.
Sorry, Shaq. My bad.
Roderick Coffey at the rim, and it's just going to be tough down there with the height of Jackson State. McMillan on the hop. That's a tough look, and Yamin Charles is called for the foul. Patrick Prairie can't believe it, and he is letting Thomas Northcutt hear about it.
This is a tough call. But McMillan, when he gets this ball, he's got a path to the basket, and then he tries a little ambidexterity there with the left hand. I thought that was pretty solid defense. Build the wall, keep your hands up straight. But yet, McMillan gets the benefit of the call.
So we'll take a break, and Dorian McMillan will shoot free throws when we return. The final 3:50 in this final quarterfinal.
Almost time for halftime. Made me think of football season right now. Oh yeah, make sure y'all like the stream. Make sure let's get this up to 50 likes. And make sure let's hit the donation button right now. If you can. This game will not be televised. This stream will not be televised. Trying to make up for it, whatever we lose out from this. Because it's on that 4-letter, network. But always, you can go to PayPal, you can go to the Cash App, you can go to Zelle to help offset any losses that we have from the stream. We can talk some football in a minute. Haven't heard too much about what's going on at the home of the champions, but I heard we getting it in spring practice. That's what I heard. I heard we getting it in spring practice. So, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Got to come through Jackson before you make your way to Atlanta. Gotta remember that. Gotta come through Jackson before you make your way to Atlanta. And as always, she's gonna let you know. Check out that ticker going across the screen. Hey, babe, we are back. And the boom is in the house.
Seed Grambling State upsets number 1 overall seed Southern in our first quarterfinal. And right now, the number 2 overall seed Jackson State is taking it to number 7 overall seed Florida A&M. Dorian McMillan is at the free throw line after a foul by Yamin Charles. Florida A&M's mascot serenading us with the little soiree.
And, you know, early on, this was kind of dominated by Deshaun Ruffin. He's been quiet because they've been throwing it into the paint on every possession, and it's to great success. Grant and Mansell together are 6 for 8 from the field, and remember, they're coming off of 19 for 25 on Saturday.
16 points in the paint for Jackson State. Up to this point, they're +8, and now +2 on the scoreboard after Dorian McMillan goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. Some contact, and a foul is called. That's going on Jamie Mitchell Jr. So for Mitchell Jr., that's his second.
Just the 5th team foul, 3:42. Neither team in the bonus. Pretty smooth half so far played by both teams in that department.
Chapman is fouled going to the bucket. And that foul is going to go on Mitchell Jr. So he picks up 2 in about 20 seconds.
Wow.
Now he has 3 on the day. Jordan Chapman back to the free throw line where he's perfect today.
Ruffin has 2 fouls as well, which is why we haven't seen a lot of him recently. Again, started off, hit his first 4 shots, 12 points on the evening.
Free throw is good for Jordan Chapman. He was 1 off a season high versus Prairie View in the last meeting. Had 17 earlier in the year. His season high came against Jackson State.
How much time left in the half?
3.5. 3.5 minutes left in the half.
Now has 10.
Yeah, look like they're pulling away. It's 39.
26.
Is that 39? 20? Yeah, look like they're kind of pulling away. Let's see.
13-point game. And Florida A&M has to be careful down the stretch. Don't want this game to get away from them. Manziel, no good. Grant, just a menace on the glass, and he deposits in another one for 2.
You can live with Mansell taking
So they
that
can't
shot.
match up with Grant,
What
huh?
you can't live with is Grant sticking it back in.
Yeah, can't match up with him.
Now for Shannon Grant.
Hey, is Alcorn men still in it?
Working on a first half double-double.
They play tomorrow
Here
against
O'Neal
Bethune.
back in after
Oh, okay, okay.
fouls early. O'Neal to his knees, a behind-the-back pass. Now the ball ends up with Coffee.
How about that?
Cash again from distance.
That went from a disaster to a splash. A jolt once again of Coffee.
That one was an espresso shot from Roderick Coffee.
Right.
As Manziel kicks back to Hunt off the pump. The floater is true.
Woo. This team, man, when you think about what the bigs do, but they have some guards that will do you on the perimeter.
Hunt now with 4, and again the paint points being
I wonder what's
Jackson State.
Jackson's recruiting gonna look like this year. I know it's gonna be outstanding in basketball. I wonder if he don't got speed and height or what you think he'll go after?
Yeah.
Oh, man, you know his son. His son signed
Matthews up to the task
with Jackson.
Yeah, I heard about it. So now what high school is he from?
Versus Prairie View in the first round
Germantown.
yesterday.
In Jackson. Germantown. In Madison.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just wondering, you know, what would be the thesis of his
He hits the side of the glass.
Does he want more height or does he want more speed in the backcourt? What do you think he wants?
A combination of both.
Oh, okay.
To push this lead under double figures.
And Hoover kind of pressed into duty because of the foul trouble in the back.
This might be that tournament, Doc. This might be Jackson's tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Be something else. You win SWAC football and SWAC basketball.
Back out to Coffee, who's been cooking from distance. Why not? This one just jumps off the rim, and Shannon Grant.
Shannon Grant should have a damn double-double already.
Some authority.
Oh, with a whole lot of verbiage to go with it.
Yeah.
He should already have a double-double right now.
The thing is fam gonna have a run in that second half, man, because they've definitely been they've been outplayed in this first half. It's how many runs will you think they have in the second half?
Kevion Hunt, a triple.
Well, you already know basketball's a game of runs.
Clinic so far.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can't get too far behind because right now they're about what is it, 16 points? 15 points behind?
They can almost go for one 8-second differential, and now Mo Williams is going to use it to lose it timeout.
Yeah.
Everything is working for Jackson State today. 46 first half points. And after
so there were only 2 teams from the SWAC who didn't make the tournament, right?
Took down the Tigers twice.
Now who didn't make it?
Have looked much different
on the men's side, Valley and Pine Bluff.
Better sense of urgency, I would say.
And then on the women's side, it was who?
They are here on a mission. But the thing about Mo Williams' group is they know where their team, what their characteristics are. They're playing to their strengths. And that's easy to say, but a lot of teams play outside themselves.
Okay. Now, is Ms. Jones Thornton them, they still in it? Is Alabama and them girls still in it?
Yeah, they play tomorrow.
Would take 20 shots a game. But the reality is he's got 2 bigs that understand how to score. Now, we live in a day where the game is dominated by perimeter play, but very few people have an interior advantage that Jackson State has at the SWAC level. So you might as well use it.
Okay, so they got Alcorn tomorrow.
You don't do that unless
that's Alabama and them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know, Miss Thornton is becoming a social media star. I see all kinds of people showing her on social media.
What he drew up. No, Jackson.
I don't know if that TikTok. Which I don't know if it's TikTok. They show them the things with her fashions and all that.
Oh yeah.
So Quadric.
So on the women's side, it was Pine Bluff and Alabama State didn't make the tournament.
Alabama State didn't make the tournament.
Final shot.
Not on the women's.
Whoa.
Milton Matthews has 7 on the day, but it's been a tough 7.
You think Miss Jackson in trouble?
Off the double screen, Matthews.
Probably so.
Shot falls off.
Yeah, but she at one time she was kind of dominant in the SWAC.
McMillan decides not
to
take the ball any further.
Different time now.
Will take a 15-point lead into the break. And Shannon Grant walking in front of us by our broadcast booth lets out a yell of excitement. This game means so much to him. The transfer from Florida A&M, and he had 10 points and 9 rebounds.
Hey man, I almost got a double-double right now.
Who is that?
Shannon Grant.
What's the stats?
10 points, 9 rebounds.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
10 points, 9 rebounds. Look like he got a couple of assists up in there too.
I used to tell Mr. Moan I wanted him to lose some of that weight. But I always knew he's kind of nimble. You know, he had good feet.
He got great feet for a big man.
Big man, yeah. Now he's from where?
He's from somewhere. What's this? Salacaga, something like that, Alabama.
Oh yeah, I know what's in it. Yeah, okay, yeah, I know where that's at. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Now, how many years of eligibility he has left?
No, that's it.
Oh, this is it for him?
Mm-hmm. He's a grad transfer.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. And listen, I want to give my condolences out. Junior Bridgman died. Do you remember Junior
Yes,
Bridgman?
yeah. He used to play for the Bucks,
Bob.
right?
Yeah. See, I
Mm-hmm.
saw him in college when he was at Louisville for Denny Crum. He was a
Yeah,
Louisville Cardinal.
yeah. That man was a billionaire.
Yeah, right. That's him. That's him. I got up the other morning and they announced that he had passed away.
Yeah, that was sad to hear.
Yeah, it's shocking, man.
After he played, finished his NBA playing career, that man owned a lot of franchises.
Yes, he did. Listen, now, Doc, when I was I'm trying to think, Doc, was I 8th or ninth grade? I think I was ninth grade. They lost the Final Four game to UCLA. I think that was in 1975.
Okay, so that was that Bill Walton?
No, Walton had just left. It was Richard Washington and a guy named Marcus Johnson. Marcus
Okay,
Johnson.
Marcus Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And they beat UCLA the whole game. And in the last few minutes, UCLA came back and tripped them up. It was Junior Bridgman, I want to say Phil Bond, Ricky Gallen. I think it was Ricky Gallen. I might have that wrong. It was the 1975 team, man. They made it to the Final Four. Should have beat UCLA, and UCLA beat them in the Final Four. Then UCLA went on and beat, I want to say, Kentucky for the. Pull that up. The Final Four for 1975. I think I want to say that UCLA beat Kentucky for the national championship. Okay. See if you can pull up the 1975 Final Four.
All right, let me see.
Yeah. Because he was in it. He was a big time forward for he was about 6'5", 6'6". He was big time player on Denny Crum's team.
Yeah, and then just got word earlier today. Oliver Miller.
Yeah, what about him?
He passed away this
No. You Arkansas Oliver Miller?
Yep.
Where was he?
He lived back here in Fort Worth, where you from.
Right. Okay, he was from Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was Nolan Richardson center or something, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Let me express my condolences to his family also.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember Big Olive.
Yeah,
he went NBA.
Yeah, he went to the NBA. He went to the Suns.
Yeah.
He played for the Mavericks for a little bit.
That's right. Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. Now was he on that national championship team with Corey Beck and them? And
no,
Williamson?
He had already left.
He had already left. Okay.
Yeah, he left. He got drafted in 92.
And they won the championship, what, 94 or 90?
94.
94, that's right. Thurman, Scotty Thurman, that crew.
Mm-hmm.
Scotty Thurman, Williamson, Corey Beck.
Who was the big man? The center. Dang, I always forget his name.
I forget his name too.
Where Chuck might know who it is.
What's the question?
Who was the big man for Arkansas when they won the championship in 94?
94, you talking about Big Nasty, Corliss Williamson.
Big Nasty. Yeah, Corliss Williamson.
Yeah,
Corliss Williamson, Corey Beck.
Dwight Stewart?
Yes, Dwight Stewart. That's him. Right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my era. Oh yeah. See, I'm along age with those guys. Scotty Thurman's from right west of me in Ruston, Louisiana.
Yeah. Now listen, it was Corey Beck at the point. Who was the other? It was another sweet shooting guy.
Al Dillard?
Huh?
Al Dillard. I know Al
No,
Dillard.
I know that, but
Corey Beck and Scotty Thurman was
Corey
the
Beck was on that team. Al Dillard was on that team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it wasn't
Scotty
somebody
Thurman.
or something.
What's his name?
I'm saying it wasn't a Wallace, was it? That wasn't a Wallace on that team, was it? It was another.
No, that was not. The only Wallace I can think of was Syracuse. John Wallace.
John Wallace.
No. Hey, Doc, pull up
He was with
that
Syracuse.
94 roster of Arkansas.
That was a nasty roster.
Al Dillard, Corey Beck,
For the
Scotty
championship,
Thurman,
right?
Corliss Williamson, White
Yeah,
Stewart.
remember Scotty
Yeah,
Thurman?
that's the team that beat Duke for the national championship.
National championship. Yeah,
Thurman's the one to hit that 3-pointer.
yeah, that's right, Scotty Thurman.
Yeah, I remember Thurman from Ruston High. He came out in 1992 from Ruston High, and I came out of St. Fair in 1993 here in Monroe. Yeah, that guy could shoot it.
Did he make it in the NBA?
No, what happened after that 95 national championship game they lost to UCLA, he came out early thinking that he was going to get drafted. He never did get drafted, and he just it fell apart. He was playing with semi-pro team, and he just didn't get drafted.
What was that 95 draft? That was KG. That was KG draft right there.
Kevin Garnett. Yeah, Kevin Garnett was in that draft straight out of high school, Farragut Academy. I remember that one.
Yeah, that's right, from Chicago. That was Chicago.
Chicago. Yeah, I remember that quite well. I was 2 years out of high school.
Kevin Garnett was from South Carolina.
Yeah, from South Carolina. He went played at Farragut Academy in Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago. That's right. I remember that.
Yes. I was 2 years out of high school during that time. Yes.
So here's the roster.
That roster.
Alex Dillard, he was from Bessemer. Clint McDaniel. Clinton McDaniel was the other guard.
That's what I'm saying.
I remember him.
He was a sweet shooting guy too.
Yeah, John.
Here's Nolan Richardson has some shooters on that team.
Corey Beck.
Clint McDaniel. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Corey Beck was the backbone. He was a strong point guard. He was a junior college guy.
Yes,
he was a junior college guy.
Yeah,
Dwight Stewart, Davin Rimmock, Ken Biley, Ray Biggers, Scott Carter, Roger Crawford, Lee Wilson. Yeah, Lee Wilson was a nice one.
I remember
Lee Wilson was tough. Oh yeah, Lee Wilson. I forgot about Lee Wilson, man. Gosh.
Corliss Williamson, Reggie Merritt, Elmer Martin, and Darnell Robinson.
Darnell Robinson. Robinson, I came out the same year from high school. I think he was a McDonald's High School All-American '93. Darnell Robinson.
I know Corliss was the McDonald's All-American too.
Yeah, he came out in '92. Yeah, he was '92 McDonald's All-American. He came out Jason Kidd. He was in that class.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I remember
that
seeing
man
Jason
taking me
Kidd
back.
I remember seeing Jason Kidd when he played at high school when I lived in California.
I did too. I saw him in high school. He was the truth, man. He was so big to be a point guard. But he didn't really have a shot. He made everybody else better, but he didn't really have a shot.
Hey guys.
It was nice.
Hey guys, let me tell you this. Yeah. I know you're all watching FAMU and Jackson State. I watched the FAMU Bethune-Cookman men's basketball game this past Saturday, and I saw Reggie Theus drop a play. I started thinking Jimmy Black to a freshman named Michael Jordan for the 1982 national championship. Hit him in the corner for the 3-point shot for the victory. That's how they beat FAMU.
Listen, that still hurts my heart because let me tell you something. I was a diehard Georgetown fan back in them days, man. And I tell people all the time, the greatest team of the 80s was them Georgetown Hoyas, baby.
Those Hoyas were tough. Oh, yeah, I remember the Hoyas.
That's what he was all about. And every time I think about Michael Jordan made that shot, I can't stand it.
I'm not a Michael Jordan fan myself, man. I never was a Jordan fan.
Man. I thought we had it won, bro. I thought we had that 82 championship won. And like you said, Jimmy Black, because see, Jimmy came from New York. Jimmy actually came to North Carolina as a scorer. Dean Smith took the scoring out of him and made him a point guard. Jimmy went in the NBA. I think it was New Jersey Nets or somebody.
He didn't. I don't think he went to the NBA. He never did play in the NBA.
I thought he did. I thought he did go to New Jersey or somewhere.
Nothing. The way he talked.
Jimmy came to North Carolina as a scorer. Dean took that out of his game and made him a point guard. But Jimmy came there as a scorer.
Yeah, he and James Worthy and Sam Perkins
James
and Al
Worthy
Wood
came
on that
from
team together.
Gastonia, North Carolina. He used to compete against Sleepy Floyd. Both
Oh
of
yeah,
them
yeah,
are from
Sleepy Floyd from
Gastonia, North
Gastonia.
Carolina.
Yeah, Wordy and Sleepy Floyd. Yeah, they from Gastonia. I've been to Gastonia. That's a suburb of Charlotte. Yeah.
Yeah, and listen, the guy was named Big House Gaines. He called John Thompson and told John Thompson, "You
Yeah,
need to
Clarence
come
Big
get
House
him."
Games.
He said, "I can't get him." And John said, "What you think about Dean Smith?" And Big John told him, said that Sleepy was too flashy for Dean Smith. Dean didn't want him.
The four
And that's why
Dean Smith
John
had the
came down
four
and swooped
corners.
down there and got him. Because he said Dean didn't want him, he was too flashy. You know, Dean didn't like all that.
No, Dean's about the traditional four
Basic,
corners
man.
and all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basic, man.
That's why I was like if you get a coach like if Dean Smith, then Bill Guthridge, and then you brought in Matt Doherty, who
Oh,
really
that was
was
terrible.
Yeah.
was a
Man,
You know,
terrible,
Roy
that
Williams
was
and
a terrible
Eddie
move.
Fogler on that staff.
Yeah, I remember Eddie went to South Carolina somewhere, didn't he?
Yeah, and he won the NIT championship when he was coaching at Vanderbilt back in 1990. You know, he won the NIT championship. Then he ended up going to South Carolina. And,
Hey,
that's when
did Coppin State beat South Carolina?
Coppin State beat them. I watched that game when Fame Mitchell was coaching.
Fame
I watched that
Mitchell.
game.
The coach's name was Fame Mitchell.
Run Fame Mitchell. Yes.
Fame Mitchell. He was trained by John Chaney up at that school was called Cheney State.
Cheney State.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I saw it.
Yeah.
They had John Chaney was the boys, Vivian Stringer was the
women's
girls coach, and Billy Joe was the boys coach. I mean, Billy Joe was the football coach.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech women's team '82 beat Cheney State.
That's right.
With Kim Mulkey and Janice Lawrence, Pam
That's
Kelly.
right. Oh yeah.
And Pam Kelly she's back in Columbia. She and I communicate through Facebook, and she came on some great high school teams at Caldwell Parish High School, and Biz Rodman's sister was on that team, Deborah.
Okay.
She was on that national championship team. Yes.
That was Leon Barrymore and Sonia Hope was coach.
Sonia Hope was the head coach. Yeah, she was the head coach, and Leon Barrymore was assistant. Gary Blair was an assistant. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary Blair is a Texas legend.
Oh yeah, he's coach at South Oak Cliff, and we did at Texas A&M, won the national championship. Vic Schaefer that's how I first saw Vic Schaefer and Johnny Harris. They were on his staff at Texas A&M. And that's how she just got terminated from Auburn. I believe that he's going to get her on the staff at the University of Texas now that she's available. I think he'll try to get her to Austin. After, they were at Mississippi State together.
Let me get this. Congrats to Andrew Body.
I saw that. Yeah, Miss Body put the picture. I saw the photo of him. He crossed the Kappa Alpha Psi. I saw the photo.
So now, is he ready to lead Alabama State to the SWAC championship? Is he ready to do that?
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Hold on about SWAC championship, but he better be ready to play this coming up season.
Well, he stayed. So he stayed, right? He stayed at Bama State, right?
Oh yeah, he stayed.
So that means he gonna play.
Mm-hmm.
Are they in spring? Are they in spring football?
Yeah.
So you got any word on what they? Because I'm like you, I did hear that Jackson's looking really good. I saw somebody put something on the national media that Jackson's spring practices have looked really good. Now, what you heard about Alabama State?
Haven't heard too much about Alabama State. He keep it close to the chest.
Okay. So you hadn't heard nothing. I probably need to look at that. That paper is called the Montgomery Advertiser, I think.
Yeah, Montgomery Advertiser.
Montgomery Advertiser. I need to check that.
I used to read that paper before. This was before social media. Before all this internet.
I used to read that Clarion Ledger. I used to read the one in Baton Rouge. Isn't it called The Advocate?
That's called the Baton Rouge Advocate. Yes.
Baton Rouge Advocate, yeah. And then in Texas, in Houston, y'all call that what? The Chronicle? What is it called?
The Chronicle in Houston, and then Dallas Morning News.
That's right, Dallas Morning News.
Dallas Times Herald. No, my
the Morning News. Remember the guy that
Harold? I remember that.
Skip Bayless. Did he do Dallas Morning News?
He did both.
He came from Dallas. He did both. Yeah.
He's been the star
He
today.
did both.
Because remember, he came and stayed. He went to Grambling to see Doug Williams. They said he stayed in the dome.
Jackson State
I would think
They
about
Who's
put
that?
him in the
Minnesota
dorm when he
and
came to write up
keep
about
the
Doug
ball.
Williams.
Hey,
That was Skip Bayless.
Grant
Skip
right
Bayless. I
in
know he came out of
close.
Dallas.
Has
Yeah,
12
that's what
total
it's the
combined
Dallas
rebounds.
Morning News, right?
Yeah,
And
he was
because
with
Skip
Dallas
Yeah,
in
he
Morning
got
News.
got more
Yeah.
today,
news.
Yeah,
the
Skip
pump
Bayless.
fake got his defender off the
Because he
ground.
went
He
to
gets into the
Vanderbilt, I
paint
think. He's
and
a
delivers
Yeah, he
a
went to
pass
Vanderbilt grad.
right at
Vanderbilt.
the
He
doorstep.
talks
Yeah,
about
The
that. He talks
walk
about
tough
he's a
yeah,
graduate
he's
of
a
Vanderbilt.
the
Vanderbilt grad.
outstretched arm of Mansell.
He got
Yeah.
basketball back on. Oh
Double
yeah.
double now for Grant. I believe that was his 10th
Okay.
rebound to go with 12
Shannon Grant
points.
got a double tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Watched the game
Oh, yeah.
versus Florida A&M the last time these two
Do you
teams
think
met.
Patrick Query is gonna go and hit that portal, or he gonna do like like Patino? Patino say he's not messing with high school players. You think that Query is going to do that? Just hit the portal and just try to build that team because knowing what's going on and the situation he's in. I'm just asking the
Rough
question.
mano y mano.
Yep. No, he'll hit the
And
portal.
Jordan Chapman was up to the task.
I think he'll hit it like 60%
Wow.
portal.
I felt like that should have been a jump
JUCO.
ball.
Okay. Yes.
And then,
was saying,
I don't know
see
if
if we can take a look.
but he did say he
Pretty
don't know if
good.
the freshman
You
can
said
do
up to the
anything
task,
for him.
and it's all ball there.
Oh,
A
okay.
high school
Referees were
player
kind of shielded off
Okay.
in this day and age.
and
of
called. They thought
basketball,
there was
just
Yeah.
being in
contact,
the
but to
transfer
me, that
portal
was a
era.
clean block.
Yeah, that's microwave era.
Nevertheless, Chapman tagged with a personal.
And our crew chief, Byron Evans, giving Patrick Query a bench warning for how far he was out, arguing that call. Deshaun
Come on, you
Ruffin,
gotta hit
this
them
is
free
his
throws, man.
first free throw of the day. An obvious disgust with that call from Coach Query. Not only is Chapman picking up the personal foul, but also it was a big defensive moment.
Yeah, and anytime a call like that goes against you and you're trailing, you're going to try to do something to get your team's attention, the ref's attention. So, more importantly, they need stops because that's the anatomy of any comeback. People talk about scoring, but first you have to shut that water off, and it's been flowing downhill all evening long for Jackson State.
Largest lead of the game for the Tigers right now at 16. Caleb Washington, no good. And J.D. Eatman with the offensive rebound. Roderick Coffey can't score it from distance. Just gets his own rebound.
Just their second offensive rebound of the night.
And a tough bucket from Roderick Coffey. He's been everything today for Florida A&M now at 16. Grant with Washington on him, and that is easy money for Shannon Grant down low.
You really almost have to front the post because if you let them catch the ball 5 to 8 feet from the basket, they're just going to stuff you and the ball into the hoop.
Eatman trying to go back at Grant, the two former teammates, and Shannon Grant is called for the foul.
This is Grant's first personal of the evening.
So it's good that he stay out of foul trouble this
bad.
late in the game.
J.D. Eatman, a tumultuous free throw shooter at just 45% at the line.
Tumultuous, I like that.
I passed my AP English exam back in high school.
There you go.
Eatman no good from the line.
Let him make the charity basket.
One for two on this trip. And some full court pressure now for Florida A&M.
And that's not going. This is just token pressure. Oh no, they actually are trying to trap, but that's not going to deter this team. I don't think. Although they did turn.
You
it
should
over
have threw that inside.
Here we go.
Washington right at the rim. He's fouled by Dorian McMillan.
That was a mistake by Ruffin. He should have threw it inside instead of throwing cross
court pass,
cross court.
Intercepted. And watch Caleb Washington just kind of hang and glide, absorbing the contact. Couldn't convert. Bill have a chance for a couple very nice steal that time. And that led to, Milton Matthews steals it. And Washington capitalizes.
Washington can't make the first free throw. This is the
Check on
second
his
as
baseball
well. So
game,
an
too.
empty trip in the worst possible time for Florida A&M. And Washington making things difficult on Hunt, and that is a free ball. Coffee ends up with it.
Trip on
And
Hunt.
Patrick Crary wants the officials to look at that to see if it was an intentional trip. And this is going to be a big call.
My relatives.
Because
It is.
we'll see right here, Roderick Coffey is going to end up with the basketball, and his leg he's held, and that's most likely going to be a flagrant foul.
7-5, Tulane right now, top of the sixth inning.
Talk about excessive and unnecessary. It certainly was unnecessary for him to clap his legs together. That was on purpose, just to make him trip. That's not a basketball play. So I'm going to say the officials will probably give Kavion Hunt a flagrant 1 on this one. And Kavion Hunt is probably saying, Washington tackled me first. So all I did was stick a leg up a la Grayson Allen.
Well, with Grayson Allen, he was on the wrong end of some reprimands for that.
A lot.
In his days in college. And
pros too, sometimes.
So for Roderick Coffey, he also had a immediate lane to the back.
Well, we thought Coffey would give them a burst of energy like it does in real life. And he did for a little bit, but it's worn off now. They need another spark from another spot.
And so they do not upgrade to a flagrant foul. And that's why we're over here, and the referees wear the stripes.
I think they got it wrong.
And the coaching staff of Florida A&M unhappy as well. So the Rattlers just have the basketball after the common foul and are down by the 15 points. Milton Matthews, who had 7 first-half points.
That's a push.
Gives off to J.D. Eatman. Back out to Coffey. And he is cooking in front of our eyes like a hibachi chef. He has another triple now with 19.
Yeah, he's balling right now. But I think the word you're looking for is percolating.
12-point game. Hunt trying to match the triple. He cannot. Caleb Washington is out and running. Washington right at Grant.
This is it.
Ends up with O'Neal.
Yes.
He scores plus the foul.
This is FAMU at its best. We saw this last night on display. When they get out in the open court, they have finishers. And here, the long rebound. Grant trying to get back and get matched up. Nice defense, but there, the cleanup by O'Neal. The bucket, and he'll have a chance for a free throw.
So Shakir O'Neal, whose father is in attendance, the Hall of Famer and 4-time NBA champion Shaquille O'Neal, watching on as his son can't complete the three-point play, but it is a 10-point ball game.
Yeah, striking distance though, James. There's still a lot of time left, and momentum is clearly swinging in the Rattlers' favor right now.
And Kavion Hunt turns the ball over right off his foot. So Florida A&M now the chance to cut this lead below double figures.
Give Patrick Crary some credit for extending his defense and putting pressure on the guards, because that does two things. They might turn it over, but it also takes away time that you have to defend underneath your own goal.
On the elevator screen, Matthews for three.
Cash.
Bullseye.
Oh,
Here we go
gosh.
again.
How about
Florida
that?
A&M right back in it in this quarterfinal.
This is shades of last night's Prairie View game. 24-point swing when they were down 10, went up by 14. And it was plays like that.
Hunt gives off to Grant. He's stripped by Shakir O'Neal. Coffee.
Mm-mm.
And it turned into that here in the second half. This was one-sided in the first half, but give the Rattlers credit. Just like last night, they've come out ready to play in the second half.
Ruffin off the Grant screen, gives back to the freshman of the year, McMillan. He looks up and fires. Free basketball, and that's going to go off of Kevion Hunt's. 15:02 remaining, and we have a ball game in the second half. Florida A&M striking back against Jackson State, and Kevion Hunt is still down, grabbing at his right leg on the sideline. So he gets up under his own power. We'll take a break as he is tended to here at the Starry SWAC Basketball Tournament presented by Buick.
Oh my goodness. Here go the struggle again. Try to get some stuff right. And here you go, he's struggling again.
Hey, he said it's not. Hey, they said the game's not over until that opera curtain call that we know of. I have to be careful saying. I don't want to say it, because you don't want to be disrespectful to anyone. I'm careful about saying it. Yeah.
It don't even matter.
That curtain call. That's the curtain call.
They playing sloppy right now. Playing sloppy.
You can't take your foot off the pedal. Yeah, keep your pedal. Keep the pedal to the metal. Yeah.
And what do y'all think about while it's on commercial? Josh Allen getting that big contract for the Bills.
I heard about that. Well, he's getting that big contract. Can you if he's given a big contract, can you get a Super Bowl championship in Buffalo? That's going to be the next question. Can you contribute?
What you think, Mr. Ford?
Is Mr. Ford there? Yeah, I'd like to hear what Mr. Ford has to say about this. Yeah, but I think the Bills. I say giving him that contract. I think they're trying to hang on to some. They made it this far. They made it far into the playoffs and to the AFC Championship. But hey, they're not getting over the hump. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So Grant right now got 14 points, 13 rebounds on 6 of 9 field goal shooting. Deshaun Ruffin got 13 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Got to play with control.
I see Shaq at the game. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Shaq going to be at the game for his boy.
Oh, yeah. Shaq Diesel. Yeah, I remember he played at LSU.
From Jackson State on how they can stop this run. Right now against the Tigers as they found their way back. Washington, a jumper, falls off, and Romel Manziel rips down the rebound.
You want to get alpha males' attention? Tell them they're being punked. And that worked because this Rattlers team has come out with a lot of energy. They've clawed their way back into this one. It's a 6-point game, and it's still a ton of time.
Out of the timeout, Romel Manziel, another special delivery
Great back screen and a great pass by Ruffin. Mansell made it look easy.
Deshaun Ruffin with the lob up top. Washington on the baseline, and that's excellent defense from Romel Mansell. He's the one that made the cry to his team, and he's also the one flying in for booms.
Great back screen and a lack of communication by the Rattlers. It looked like it was going to set her down, but he got a back instead. A set play, weak side help, too close to the snipers in the corner, and there's nobody at the rim.
The lead back up to 9. Deshaun Ruffin holds. He's been quiet in the second half after 12 first-half points. Another good look. This one's off for Jamie Mitchell Jr.
Head hunting screen by Grant created that shot.
Roderick Coffey step in 3. And when it's
Sent that
working,
blank.
it's
Oh,
all
gosh.
working. Roderick Coffey now with 22, his 4th made 3.
My goodness, pour us all a cup of Roger Coffee.
A season high for Roderick Coffey in the biggest game of the season for the Rattlers. Mansell finds the freshman of the year, McMillan. And he has an answer.
That was a big shot, and now Mansell looks like he took a shot. Now he's tying his shoe. But wow, what a second half this has been for FAMU. They have come out with a ton of energy and gotten themselves back. And Roderick Coffey's been doing it all
nice
evening
screen
long.
right there.
Nice back screen and a little bank shot from downtown. I maintain that there's literally no shooter that tries to bank it in from 3. So it's a little luck. But, hey, they will take it. And then the answer at the other end by Jackson State.
Now Coffey sneaks into the lane.
Wow.
Foul by McMillan, but
Oh,
the hoop
yes.
and the
Oh,
harm.
man.
Come on.
What
Oh,
has
man.
gotten
That's
into
not
Roger
good
Coffey
play.
here? He
McMillan should have
has
sagged
taken
off
over
and
this
let
game. Hesitates
Grant
to
take
dribble,
over.
Gets the switch. A nice pump fake.
Oh,
The tardy
gosh.
rotation by Grant.
And 1.
And he banks it home.
Guys, y'all have a good night. Holler at you.
All right,
When you
tell
coming
us so,
back?
Gus. You gotta go to work in the morning.
You gotta get ready for the kids, man. When you coming back?
I'll be back on tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Y'all have a good night.
All right,
All right,
Mr.
Mr.
Ford, you
Ford.
take care.
A
Bye-bye.
2-possession game. Jackson State led by as many as 16 in this second half.
Jackson State has only scored 10 points here in the first 9 minutes of the second half.
Ruffin with Coffey on him. And Coffey doing it on the defensive
There
end.
you go.
But Deshaun Ruffin too smooth at the rim.
Needed that.
Deshaun Ruffin is a big-time scorer. And right there, he just created something from nothing. Pretty good defense, in my opinion, by Coffey.
15 points for Deshaun Ruffin, the McDonald's All-American. Kick to Matthews. Nope. Shakir O'Neal goes up for the rebound. Matthews!
Buckets!
Oh, my!
Oh, gosh.
Sliding in. He's fouled and scores.
Second
Man,
chance
this is
opportunity
Man.
by Shakir O'Neal off of the Washington miss. Oh, and then a great find, seeing a cutting player, Matthews, to the hoop.
Oh, gosh.
Matthews actually took the 3 as well, but Matthews following his own shot. Great vision, gets a little floater. He'll have a chance
Boy.
for a conventional 3-point play.
Matthews, a rare miss from the line. He shoots them at 81%. Back to a 6-point game. Deshaun Ruffin changing that, and he
Needed that one.
eyes the head coach of Florida A&M. It's getting spicy here in College Park.
Moving screen on Eatman.
Y'all, we are shooting
Jamie
62% from the
Jr.
field
took
right
the
now.
worst of that one.
Yeah.
Deshaun Ruffin, he's doing it.
just
doing
walked.
it
And
and doing it
54%
well.
from
He just
3
walked
point
into a three like it was
range.
nothing. I mean, this is not a set play. This is Ruffin saying, hey, I'll take it from here, guys. Knocked down from three. They needed that shot, too, because the Rattlers are coming.
We'll go to our under 12 timeouts. Jackson State holding on to this 9-point lead in the Starry SWAC basketball tournament presented by Buick.
This is a great game.
It is.
But we need to they need to calm down a little bit. One of them games where you cannot let it get away from you.
You're right, man. You can't
let it get away.
The game's not over. Anything can happen. Hey, I'm looking at the SWAC tournament. Anything is prone to happen. Whoever thought that Southern would lose to Grambling today? And that's not even the best Grambling. It's not the NCAA tournament team. Whoever thought? I would not have thought, man.
Of course, I was being a hater, but at the same time, I mean,
I'm right here in the area. I never would have thought Grambling would pull through.
Did we make adjustments as FAMU did? I think we made a little bit of adjustments. I just think FAMU came out with the hustle.
Yeah, I think Query being a first season coach, he's seeing what he has on that team. And I think these guys just they know it's a tournament. They will give it all they can. That's what's occurring. And I'm seeing the improvements in Jackson State. You know, Jackson State was slow early in the season, but I'm looking at how they've improved with under Mo Williams.
Oh yeah. But you
on a different stage.
62% from the field.
Yeah.
54% from 3-point land. Then you got 16 assists to 9 against FAMU.
Yeah.
2 block shots, 1 steal.
Yeah.
Compared to they got 2 steals, 9 assists, 2 blocks, 8 personal fouls. We got 12 personal fouls. So yeah, we gotta get it. We gotta get those. We gotta stop fouling.
See the barrage of buckets from Florida A&M early in this half. Rattlers got the lead down to as low as 6 from 16, but Jackson State has weathered the storm as of right now and has possession with an opportunity to push the lead back to double figures.
And both teams are shooting well here in the second half. Jackson State is 6 for 10 from the field. And not to be outdone, that's 60%, 53% for FAMU, but they got themselves to the free throw line as well. But they're only 2 for 7 in those free throw attempts.
Got to get it in higher.
Out of the timeouts, Jackson State was trying to go down low to Shannon Grant, who has a double-double today, 14 points, 13 rebounds. The leading scorer for Jackson State is Deshaun Ruffin with 18.
And this Jackson State team has 5 players who average double figures.
Ruffin loses possession, a chance to run for Florida A&M. Matthews driving on McMillan.
Nice.
And he's at the rim, and too much English on
Slow
the
down.
finger roll. He was so high up, he could have dunked it.
He should have.
And now the height advantage for Manziel on Chapman.
Watch the double team.
He's a good passer, though.
And Ruffin off the pump decides to drive, and he's fouled. 5'9", Deshaun Ruffin got up, and he was fouled at the summit by Jordan Chapman.
He's a creative player. This is a great shot fake here. Sell out, close out, allows the dribble penetration. The rotation comes. And Chapman, if he had just kept his hand straight up, he would have been good, but he put him 45-degree angle. And a savvy player like Ruffin allows him to foul him.
Ruffin 3 of 4 from the line after that make, working on a 20-point evening.
And knowing how competitive this young man is, getting shut out of postseason accolades. Remember, he's the first McDonald All-American to ever play in the SWAC. He had a great year, 15 points a game, but did not receive anything. So, he's playing with a chip on his shoulder, and it certainly showed at the beginning of this game, and it continues.
Roderick Coffey left open, and that shot spits out. Jordan Chapman cleans up the loose change.
That's the 6th offensive rebound. 5 of them this half, though.
13 for Chapman. Ruffin, a dime, and Grant is
To the
fouled.
free throw line.
A beautiful pass by Deshaun Ruffin, finding Shannon Grant, and he'll have to take 2 free throws.
Dribble penetration is detrimental to your defense because people have to come over and help. And when they do, you leave guys lurking around in that dunker position. That time it was Grant, recipient of a pass, couldn't get it up on the glass, but he'll have 2 free ones.
Foul goes on J.D. Eatman, his 4th.
Yeah. Just 1 point for Eatman as well.
And Grant makes the first free throw. On the season, Shannon Grant has had big games, as you'd expect from the preseason first team All-SWAC accolade holder and second team All-SWAC in the postseason. 25 at Alcorn, 24 versus Mississippi Valley State last time out.
Grant started off his career at Mercer. I called quite a few of his games in the early part of his career.
Both of them. Let's
See him
go.
develop into a really good SWAC player.
16 points, 14 rebounds for Shannon Grant, and the lead now stuck on 9. Florida A&M got it down to 6, but haven't been able to break that ceiling. Chapman off the pump, slices into the lane, and he's fouled. And that foul goes on Dorian McMillan.
And when you have rim protection, why are you reaching? Shannon Grant sealed off this drive. Watch the big fella, number 7, come over. And look at that wall he built. There's nowhere to go. Why would you bail him out by reaching in?
So McMillan picks up his 4th personal foul, and Jordan Chapman knocks down the first free throw. He's a perfect 7 for 7 from the line.
That reach reminded me of a defensive back who loses track of the ball, doesn't realize that his safety is giving him help over the top, and he grabs the guy because he doesn't want to give up a touchdown. But it's no need to do that. You have that help.
Deshaun Ruffin needing to be worked on the sideline. And so blood on the hand. Have to get that wiped off before he can continue. He's now ready to go. And after this quick mini timeout for both teams, a chance to regroup for both Florida A&M and Jackson State.
Let's
Chapman goes 2 for 2 from the line. 15 points on the day for Jordan Chapman. Kavion Hunt is back in the game, was down at the end of the half. Romel Manziel out to Jamie Mitchell as the press is broken. Hunt around Washington. And the foul on the brush by Jordan Chapman. So Hunt will go to the line.
That dribble penetration, once again, it hurts your defense. Nice spin move. And wow, not a lot of contact there. Nonetheless, Chapman tagged with his 4th personal foul. Now they have 2 players, Eatman and Chapman, both with 4.
Hunt makes the first free throw, his third year at Jackson State, and his impact has steadily grown, whether it's been minutes, points per game, rebounds per game, all have gone up over his time there. And he was a high school teammate of Deshaun Ruffin at Callaway High School. They both won the state championship back in 2020. So doing it for the city.
Diminutive guards, but boy, are they big on the floor.
Hunt goes 2 for 2. And the lead back up to 11.
Give Jackson State credit because Florida A&M had so much momentum, but they've been able to stave off this comeback for the most part. Let's see if the Rattlers have yet another run in them.
Matthews, no good from distance. And a big possession right now as we've gone past the halfway point of this second half. Winner is going to the semifinals on Friday.
Hey, he asked for a white ball again.
Second time to date where Kavion Hunt has asked to have the ball wiped down.
Kavion Hunt is picky.
Ruffin right to the rim.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Deshaun
Backdoor.
Ruffin having another one of those games. Now has 22.
Credit Mo Williams, though, to call that Princeton principal backdoor play isolation.
Coffee starting to come up short from long range. Now 4 of 8 after hitting 4 early throughout the contest. And the danger zone is now where Florida A&M finds itself. Hunt stepped out of bounds.
And that ball looked like it hit the official's part of the ball. Let's see if we can see this. So Hunt gets the pass back from the corner. And then this ball, the official was in the way. And now he grabs it and he stepped out of bounds. And wow, that's really tough to see from this angle. Well, that was kind of a weird play.
So Shannon Grant is going to get a quick blow with the under 8 timeout upcoming. Tamarion Hoover comes on, and the Jackson State fans show some love to Grant, who's had a phenomenal game with 16 points and 16 rebounds.
Wow. Monster.
Romel Manziel holding on to Yamin Charles. That's a foul, and now Yamin Charles will shoot 1 and 1. It's the third personal on Romel Manziel.
Second half free throws have not been kind to Florida A&M. Here's a 1-and-1 opportunity.
And Charles, who shoots 62% from the line, misses the front end.
Empty possession there.
Ruffin isolated with Matthews. Goes to Manziel. Double comes. Manziel to Hoover.
Come on.
Roderick Coffey gives to Matthews. Back to Coffey. 3 doesn't come. Coffey working on the smaller Ruffin.
Oh,
and he scores.
Travel.
He continues his career day, does Coffey. Now 27.
Not much Ruffin could do there, giving up several inches to Coffey. Ruffin at just 5'9". Or 5'11", I should say.
Under 8 to play. Manziel. Ruffin off the pump. Bang! Deshaun Ruffin with 25.
That kid is locked in.
Coffey kicks to Matthews. Right back at the Tigers. And a necessary hit for Milton Matthews.
Very efficient game in the second half by both these teams. A lot of big-time shot making here in Atlanta.
Roughing the heat check. And now Caleb Washington into Coffee. Gets to the rim, and he finishes.
Great in and out.
That was nice.
Took himself out of the play, but Jackson State's in no hurry, so Coffee can recover.
29 for Roderick Coffee as he huffs and puffs, trying to blow the house down of Jackson State. Manziel with Charles on him.
Jackson State's house is made of bricks, though. Not those kind of bricks.
Hoover, the air ball. A chance to run again for Florida A&M. Washington is fouled. So that foul goes on Jamie Mitchell Jr. and a chance to cut this to 8 or 7 when we return. Roderick Coffee is invincible right now as he goes tumbling into the cheerleaders. He has 29 to lead all scorers. We'll be back for the final 6:01.
That's so ironic. Hey, we gotta get something going. Yeah, we cannot leave him up.
Like I said, this is the conference tournament. Anything is prone to occur.
That is
go
true.
ahead and yeah.
That is true. I mean, the largest lead we did have was 15, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the largest lead we had was 16-point lead. I mean, we're still up by 9. We're still shooting 60% from the field.
Okay.
We're shooting 50% from 3-point range. And we're shooting 82% from the free throw line. So it is a good game for us. I mean, we have 30 rebounds. We have 18 assists. 8 turnovers. But they only scored 6 points off of those 8 turnovers. So we have taken care of the ball. Points in the paint is close. We got 30 points in the paint to their 26, and fouls. We have 15 to their 11. Other than that, when you read off stats like that, that's prone for you to actually win a basketball game. You're supposed to win a game like that. You got to. Game and is game back on. The boom is in the house.
Okay. Let's see.
Back and Simone Stanley has more on how the Rattlers are getting it done.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Coach was very calm in that huddle. I know he's looking very
tomorrow's slate.
He was able to calm down and drop the plays he wants. He told the guys, we have to be physical. He said it's 6 minutes left.
Start tomorrow at 1 on the men's side. Alabama State and Texas Southern. And at 7:30 on the men's side, it's Alcorn versus Bethune.
Huge earlier in the season.
Then on the women's side,
defeated Jackson State without their leading scorer Sterling Young.
Jackson and Grambling at 4:30.
Right now.
So we'll tune into that, and then Alcorn and Alabama A&M at
change that.
10 o'clock in the morning. That's the first game of the day.
I'm really impressed with how well both teams have handled the ball. Just 3 turnovers all evening for FAMU, a team that averages 14 turnovers a game. And Jackson State with just 8 turnovers on the evening.
Caleb Washington hits the first. Washington, of course, from Mableton, Georgia, not too far from here in Atlanta. Won a state championship at Wheeler High School and knocks down both of those free throws, it's just a 7-point game with under 6 minutes to play.
One last run the Rattlers will have to try to make, and it's right here, right now.
Air ball for Jamie Mitchell Jr. A chance to cut the lead under 2 possessions.
Jackson State with 2 players with foul trouble. Mitchell, as you shot that air ball, has 4. And McMillan, the freshman, number 1 with 4 fouls.
Audric Coffey holds with 29 on the day. Coffey working on the smaller Hunt, gives to Eatman, and that's a steal by Deshaun Ruffin. Ruffin gives to Manziel, and he finishes, plus the foul.
Well, we talked about the Rattlers getting out in transition. That time, Deshaun Ruffin pushing. The way have been fouled there. Chapman trying not to pick up his 5th. But nonetheless, a great delivery right there by Ruffin, who has been terrific this evening.
And Washington, who was past the play, just put his hand in there.
Yep.
Manziel was able to take advantage.
That was the 6th assist on the evening by Ruffin.
Go along with 25 points and 4 rebounds. Welcome to the SWAC tournament, Mr. Ruffin.
This has been Deshaun Ruffin and the Temptations.
Milton Matthews goes right at Grant, who stays vertical. And time starting to run out for Florida A&M, down by 10. Hunt gives to Grant, working on his former teammate.
Whoa.
And he slips and falls. A wet spot on the floor. Coffey to Matthews. Chapman left open.
Need it. Got it.
Oh,
yes,
man.
Sir.
Yeah, man, he will not slip on that floor.
For Jordan Chapman. Coach Prairie calls the timeout.
Man, still so much time left, too.
Yeah, he's right. There's a lot
Several
of time
times
left.
we felt like, at least in my own estimation, Jackson State had this one in the bag. But every time you start feeling that way, back come the Rattlers. It's a big shot wide open. No transition opportunity there because of the turnover. It's harder to get matched up. And Chapman was able to eye that one up for his 18th point of the evening.
Ties the season high. We'll take a break. Be back for 4:34.
You have a choice to make.
Yeah. Yep, gotta tighten up the defense. Gotta tighten it up. Can't.
Yeah.
But I think it's better.
Like the announcer said, the game's not over yet. They say still have time on the clock. Yeah. Anything's prone to.
I mean, that is true.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't. Like I said, don't celebrate too fast. Yeah.
That is true, but yeah. Still got games left. But again, tomorrow starts the on the women's side, Alabama A&M versus, if I'm not mistaken, supposed to be Alcorn. Alabama A&M Alcorn on the women's side starts at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I'll be at work.
I'm off tomorrow, so.
Oh, okay. I'll catch the highlights and I'll go back and watch it if I missed the broadcast.
And then on the men's side, it starts at 1. Then it flips back to the women's side for the second game at 4:30. That's Jackson State and And who are we playing tomorrow? That's bad business.
You talking about the women?
Yeah, Jackson State and
Very key situation.
Number 24,
Grambling.
Ruffin has got
Jackson State
going
Grambling.
in the
4:30.
second
Grambling.
half. The little guard.
Yeah, and then at 7:30,
But
all
you
corner
still have to
Bethune.
try to throw that thing into
Okay.
the paint. That's how you play if you're Mo Williams' team. Inside out approach. They've done it all year long. I expect no different here.
So I'll be back on for the game against
Stops on
Jackson
a
State
dime.
women.
His fading shot is grabbed down by Manziel.
Ooh.
He
Oh,
was
man.
trying to put J.D. Eatman in the rim.
Disrespectful.
A foul goes on Eatman. He
Yes.
fouls out, and Manziel will go to the line.
Great job of getting good position here. Mansell going high for the rebound, and then he tried to stick it in on everybody.
And although Shaq isn't going to be rooting for Jackson State, he'll be
Man,
pleased
that's
with what he
bad.
just saw from Manziel. Shaquille O'Neal did that a couple of times back in his day.
Shaq would have pulled that whole goal down when he put all his weight on it like that. That thing would have collapsed. We've seen him do it.
So Manziel at the line where he shoots 61%. It's 3 for 5 on the evening.
Very unique way of free throws. He looks like he doesn't dribble. He just caught that ball from the referees and shot it. See if he takes any this time. Nope. Look at that. No dribble.
Tomorrow's matchup for Jackson State and Grambling is a matchup of teams that's coming in hot. Grambling coming in hot, winning the last 4 out of 5 games to end the season. And then Jackson State coming into the tournament, losing 3 out of 5 games
Now Matthews
to come into the tournament.
has to operate with 10 on the shot
Last
clock.
game kind of
Gives off
stung
to
us
Shaquille
because
O'Neal.
that was against
the 3 long.
that was
Charles
against,
can't pick it up. Now Dorian McMillan the other way.
Nice
Slam
stuff.
session for the freshman of the year.
Shaquille O'Neal got caught in no man's land because it was his responsibility to get back, but he went for the rebound. And when he didn't come up with it, that was an easy run out. The easiest shot of the night for Jackson State.
Now Coffee finding the contact, and that's a block.
That's what you need to do. If you're FAMU, try to get to the rim, and if you can't, get fouled, stop that clock, and then knock this down. You see number 8, Shaquille O'Neal. He saw that McMillan was behind him, and he was going to try to catch up, but then he made the mistake of going for the rebound, which he did not get. And once Ruffin came up with it, that was an easy pass over O'Neal's head.
So as we go to under 4 minutes to play, we'll take a break. Our final media timeout, get some popcorn, get some water, and stick with us. This one should be fun down the stretch.
Listen, we are too grown to let them.
All right, man. There's too many breaks coming up. It's too many breaks. Look, y'all need to go ahead and finish the game out.
Yeah, they paying for those spots.
Yeah. But again, tomorrow it's the battle of coming into the tournament hot between Grambling versus Jackson State. Again, Grambling is won their last 4 out of 5 games to come into the tournament, while Jackson State has lost 3 out of their 5 games coming into this thing. Jackson State is the number 4 seed.
Okay.
And Grambling is the 5th seed. So it's this is going to be good because Coach Simmons, let's remember she's coming off a regular season championship from last season too, but she also went to the she went to the WNIT, right?
Yeah, sure did. Came to Monroe and played came over to Monroe to play ULM.
ULM, yeah.
Yeah, play at FAMU and Coliseum here in Monroe.
So, and then of course this is Coach Richards' first year at Jackson. She has had some problems in the tournament. Also, she has not made it out of quarterfinals Even when she was at Alabama A&M.
Yeah.
She has not made it out of the quarterfinals. Now,
Gosh.
this can turn out to be a Jackson State versus Southern matchup, or it could go into Jackson State versus Alabama A&M for a final. You never know.
You never know. Yeah.
Currently in front by 10 on top of Florida A&M. The number 2 overall seed trying not to meet the same fate that the number 1 overall seed Southern met earlier today at the hands of Grambling State. Roger
That still
Coffey
shocked me
at the
right
line
there.
right now has done everything
Yeah.
possible to keep his team season alive, a career high 29 already. First 30-point game of Roderick Coffey's career, and earlier this year against Alabama A&M, he came in early and before practice, working on his free throws, working on his three-point shot. He puts the work in. There's a reason why he's been so successful to date. Just missed his first free throw, 4 of 5 on the day. 9-point lead for Jackson State with 3:10 to play in the second half.
Sterling Young, player of the year, out of the lineup. Somebody had to step up. Coffey averages 5 points a game, but he is playing above his pay grade this evening.
Grant looking for an option. It's Hunt. He
Big
throws
shot.
up a floater.
Oh, man.
And it falls.
They needed that to give themselves some breathing room, and now the Rattlers will kind of have to push the pace a little bit as the clock starting to become a factor.
5th player in double figures on the day for Jackson State. Milton Matthews, quick trigger. Yes, sir.
Woo! They needed that. Milton Matthews, leading scorer in the program with Sterling Young out right now. And Matthews has been sort of quiet this evening, but that's a big, timely bucket.
A quiet 18 points for Matthews. And this is designed out of the timeout to find your best shooter.
And he delivers. He's been overshadowed by his teammate, Coffey, with 30 on 11 of 19 from the field.
Hunt at the line. Shooting 1 and 1. And misses.
Wow. Door still open.
Roderick Coffey on the hop. Step in
go.
3.
Oh,
it
man.
rolls off. Charles down low. Misses the first putback.
Give me that.
The second one
Wow.
smarted off the glass. But a foul
Yeah.
on Shannon Grant.
And look at Mo Williams. He's got the same pose that Mansell has. Who is the foul on? The whole coaching staff. What's the call? And I'm wondering if they're going to look to see if it was goaltending. Yes, that is exactly right. The officials came over and said they're looking to see if this was goaltending. And keep in mind, you can't touch the net or the rim or the backboard when the shot is in the air.
So Charles.
Oh, man. And you can't touch the ball once it hits the backboard. And I think that's the right call. It looked like he got that up on the glass. And then Shannon, almost simultaneously, but just a little bit late, he hits that ball. And that's an automatic goaltend.
And as an official, this is such a difficult call
It is.
in the pace of play. And like you said, it's probably going to be the correct call.
It's amazing how often they get those minuscule calls so accurately in real time. We have the benefit of 10 angles, super slow motion, zoom in, and if we get it wrong, nobody's going to kill us. But, wow, this is the right call, I think. And sometimes on some angles, I feel like Grant pushed it into the backboard, but it's very, very close.
Now our officials huddle up. Byron Evans, the crew chief, along with Thomas Northcutt and Marvin Harris Jr. in this important call, because the goaltending means that this becomes a 2-possession game with 2:23 remaining.
And if it's decided that it's not goaltending, I believe you go to the possession arrow, because that was an inadvertent whistle.
Thomas Northcutt is going to come over and let us know what to expect. So, Tim, you're right on it because there's no goaltending, a clean block from Shannon Grant on the alternating arrow. It's pointed towards Jackson State.
And that's unfortunate for FAMU because they had a point blank shot. Give Grant credit though for patrolling that paint, protecting the rim, the epitome of rim protection. It was not goaltending. He did push it into the glass, and that's a really tough call. But they did the right thing by stopping the game, I think, because if it is goaltending, you want to count it. Unfortunately, it wasn't. So now FAMU loses that second chance opportunity.
Ball comes in to Deshaun Ruffin.
Nice pass.
Trying to break the press. Kavion Hunt is going to go in, and he scores.
And if you're going to take that to the rim, you better put it in because that's a quick shot.
Matthews, no good from distance. And time starting to become an issue for Florida A&M. Shannon Grant is fouled trying to flush.
Ground control almost told him to come down a little too soon. Great pass and not a lot of contact. And the big fella, gravity challenge. Woo! Having trouble getting elevated, but nonetheless, the big fella's going to the line for a couple. Almost got hung on that one, huh?
So Grant at the line. And the free throw is pure.
What a night for him. 16 rebounds, 17 points now with a chance for his 18th. And we criticize him. He's 4 for 4 for the free throw line tonight. Till that one. 4 for 5.
Matthews from distance. This one spits out. And it's been that type of night from long range for Milton Matthews. He's now 4 of 10 from distance. He's missed a couple of key ones here down the stretch. And
right on target, too. They just haven't gone for him.
He's the leading three-point shooter in the SWAC. His 4 threes today gives him 100 on the season. But right now, this one is slipping away from FAMU.
Valiant effort, though, given that they were down by 16 points in this one.
Dorian McMillan makes the first free throw on this trip. McMillan now with 12 points. And Shannon Grant egging on the crowd that has come to College Park, Georgia, and supporting Jackson State.
Jackson State has led this game from the very beginning. They, again, the highest remaining seed, Southern, bumped off by the 8th seed Grambling earlier today.
Matthews now to O'Neal. Almost throws it away. And Florida A&M searching for the 3 ball. Almost committed a turnover.
So does Shaquille O'Neal come back tomorrow? I guess not, right? FAMU is not playing anymore at this rate. Good to have the Diesel in the building, though.
Matthews fading, no good. And with 1:24 remaining, Jackson State can cinch a spot in the semifinals. Kavion Hunt is fouled by Jordan Chapman, and Chapman's day is done.
Some outstanding performances, though, from both teams. 30-point effort for Coffee. Shannon Grant, 17 points, 16 rebounds. That's a monster game at any level. And Ruffin, Number 24, the little guy. Got it all started early, and he continued throughout the night. A 25-point performance, 8 of 11 shooting for him.
As Hunt knocks down this free throw, Jordan Chapman just had a long talk with that man, Patrick Creary. Chapman was integral in this first season for Coach Creary, coming from St. Thomas at the NAIA level. And they got to the SWAC tournament, got the first ever SWAC tournament win for Florida A&M since they've been a part of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. It's been a wonderful season for FAMU. They're going to come up a bit short against the number 2 overall seed, Jackson State. Roderick Coffey stripped for the moment, kicks to Caleb Washington, who decides to drive, but Deshaun Ruffin with the pilfer. He's had a performance for the ages. 25 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists to go along with 2 steals for Deshaun Ruffin. Fitting that he has the ball in his hands right now.
Flirted with a triple-double.
Ruffin goes to the rim and a finishing touch. 27.
It's all over but the slow singing and the flower bringing.
And Patrick Creary calls the timeouts. Unhappy with how his team was finishing this game. Defeat on the minds of Florida A&M, and it started to showcase in how they went about that last possession. So, although the final score most likely set, Coach Creary wanting to have a teaching moment right now. Jackson State's looking like they're going to go on to the semifinals. They will take on the winner of tomorrow's matchup between Bethune-Cookman and Alcorn State. And Grambling State already in the semifinals on Friday after defeating number 1 ranked Southern in this SWAC tournament.
And Alcorn State has had a couple of good seasons go to waste here in the SWAC. The last 2 years, they were the number 1 seed and got knocked off in the first round. 2 years ago, they were the number 2 seed and got knocked off in the first round last year. And they get to play their quarterfinal game tomorrow, hoping for different results. But they have a very good Bethune-Cookman 3rd seed waiting for them.
Jackson State has to enter the ball back in once again, but it's been a all-out effort from different players for Jackson State. You can go down the line. Everyone outside of Jamie Mitchell Jr. has scored in double figures on the day. Another foul and free throws upcoming for Jackson State.
Solid effort. Still plenty of work to be done. Jackson State has their eyes on the prize. Step 1 completed.
Free throw is good for Deshaun Ruffin. Ruffin now with 28 to lead the Tigers on the evening. Second free throw is good for Ruffin. And Deshaun Ruffin, who was a McDonald's All-American out of high school, went to Ole Miss. Things didn't work out. Decided to come home and play for his hometown HBCU. The lone McDonald's All-American to sign in the SWAC. And he played phenomenally today. Well worthy of the applause he'll receive as he comes out. Gets a big dap from his head coach. for Jackson State. They lost to Florida A&M twice in the regular season. It's not a cliche when they say it's hard to beat a team 3 times. And Jackson State makes good on their pledge to beat Florida A&M in this SWAC tournament.
A focused effort tonight by Mo Williams' group. They're going to be a tough out this week.
A wire-to-wire victory for Jackson State. The final 91-76 over Florida A&M, and the Tigers are on their way to the semifinals. Just saw a long conversation between Patrick Creary, the head coach of Florida A&M, and Mo Williams, the head man at Jackson State. A lot of respect between these two teams. You saw Deshaun Ruffin barking at Patrick Creary in the game. It's a lot of trash talk, but also a lot of camaraderie. And Coffee getting a word from Mo Williams after his career day. 30 points for Roderick Coffee.
This is one of the more friendly exchanges I've seen at the end of a really, really tough battle. One of the teams had to lose. Your season's over at this point, but as a result, it's FAMU that gets to go home early, but Jackson State has an opportunity. Their eye is on the prize. I think they got a good chance to get there.
Jackson State, plenty of potential players as standouts. Deshaun Ruffin with 29, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists to go along with those points. Shannon Grant, a monster, 17 and 16. And it looks like almost the entire team is standing by with Simone Stanley as after the win. Everyone excited. And Stanley is ready to talk to Mo Williams.
Absolutely, it was a team effort, so it only right that we have the whole team here. But Deshaun, you had a heck of a performance tonight. You were hot all game, led the team with 29 points. What fueled such a great game for you?
My teammates, my coaches. I mean, they believe in me from day one. We got a saying, we living with 2-4, and to have that confidence in myself and them to have that confidence in me, I mean, I can't do nothing but excel, man. To think about my sins, I want to set them out right. So I'm just thankful for them and thankful for my teammates and my coaches.
Shannon, you showed so much emotion tonight. You were facing your former team. What did this win mean to you?
I mean, it means everything to me, man. This is my last year of college basketball, so I just want to go out with it the right way. And I got a saying, like, if you got to call yourself a dog, that means you ain't no dog. So we got a saying, it's 2 dogs, 1 bone. It may be 1 bone, it's 2 dogs, but only one person going to get that.
You were getting that down low tonight. You finished with a double-double, 16 points, 17 rebounds. What did you like about your matchup?
Man, it's just my teammates. I don't do no ball handling. They give me the ball. They make their own plays. I make my plays, man. I'm just grateful for this.
What's the mindset going into the semifinal game?
Man, 2 dogs, 1 bone. It's 1 bone, and it's 2 dogs. Only 1 dog gonna get it. Only one gonna get it. My baby gotta eat.
Coach, where Jackson State had to weather a storm against a FAMU team that doesn't like to go away. You're most impressed by the way the team closed it out.
Our resilience. This is a team throughout the season had our number, and the 4 losses, 2 of them to them. But I thought the guys wanted it. You know, like I said, it's $2, 1 ball, and we knew when it really mattered the most.
Okay.
They thought it was sweet, and let them know checkout time at 11.
5 guys in double figure scoring tonight. How is the team able to share the ball so effectively?
I mean, that's who we are. We're an unselfish team. We know who our guys are, and our teams are unselfish to get those guys shots, and the other guys feed off of them.
Congratulations, Coach. Enjoy your extended stay.
Thank you.
Checkout time is 11.
Wow.
Mo Williams letting his opponents know how he feels about those early losses, and you knew it meant something because of how Jackson State came out from the jump. They lost to Florida A&M twice during the year, but there was a different energy from the Tigers from the beginning of this contest.
A motivated Jackson State team is a dangerous Jackson State team. Again, we said it. They're going to be a tough out. They are focused. They certainly have the players to get it done. They have the coach to get it done. But, hey, you know, the SWAC is no joke. Every round is going to be a tougher game. their game on Friday in the semifinals is going to be a dog fight. They talked about it. There's 2 dogs, 1 bone. They want that bone. They want that trophy. They want to go to the big dance.
With the sonic boom of soul. Sonic boom of
Sonic Boom Soul.
Yeah, Sonic Boom of the South. Get it right, man. Get it right. Get it right. Get it right. So look, I ain't gonna say that bad. I'm just gonna be honest with you. That was a good game. That was a good game. It was two hard fought
Yeah.
teams.
They said
going
2 dogs,
up
1 bone.
I like the saying. It's a good saying. That's a good
2 dogs, 1
motto.
bone. Hey.
But yeah, it was a great game tonight. We'll see who we get on Friday between Bethune and Alcorn. So they play tomorrow.
That's what I would love to see. Man, look like Alcorn's kind of picking it up. London Bus is like, they slow. You don't like they you don't look like they've been giving have some competitive games. You can't look at that record.
Right, you can't look at the record. We talking about what G calling the bussy badasses.
Oh, G. G does call him
the bussy hard heads. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's still an Alcorn team that is pretty much experienced. They had a kind of a rough season this year, but at the same time, they did make the tournament, so that's what counts. Again, tomorrow is the women's game, Jackson State versus Grambling at 4:30. So I will be streaming live at 4:30 p.m. So if anybody that's trying to figure out where to go to watch the game, y'all come over here and watch the game. And then on Friday, we had the fourth semifinal game between the men and the women. On the men's side, Jackson State are in the semifinals on the men's side, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. On the women's side, we get to the semifinal game. So, other than that, man, we just hopefully everybody have a safe time in Atlanta. Don't do anything too stupid because College Park is in what's it? Is it Cobb County or Fulton? Is it Fulton County? Cobb. One of them counties, you going to jail if you do something stupid.
College Park. Yeah. I heard Outkast talk about all those different areas in their raps.
Yeah.
Outkast. They talk about College Park, Decatur, and all those places.
Oh yeah. So other than that, I appreciate you for joining me, Chuck.
It was great conversing with you, man. I love talking to you and Mr. Ford. It's therapeutic, after work. I love talking sports with people.
Yeah, and of course, Mr. Ford coming on as always. He had to turn it in early tonight.
Yeah,
they don't have spring break until next month.
Yeah, I can understand, Mr. Ford.
And yeah, we smoking on that Rattler pack, baby.
Man, that Ruffin and Hunt and the big Shannon, those guys, they really came through for you all. Yeah. Did Ruffin go to Callaway?
Yeah, Ruffin went to Callaway. He went to Callaway.
Yeah, man, Callaway, that's a powerhouse program. Where's Wayne Brent now? I remember he coached at Callaway.
I think he's still in. Coach Brent's still in Jackson.
Yeah, he's a graduate from right here in Monroe. Went to ULM, and it was Northeast Louisiana University. That's where he played basketball. Yeah, right here in Monroe. That's where he played college basketball.
So
Okay.
by scores, we got. Then we'll roll up out of here for Family Rattlers. Game high 30 points was Roger Coffee III.
Coffee tough, man. I like that brother.
30 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Jordan Chapman with 18 and 2 rebounds. And Milton Matthews third with 18
Milton
points.
Matthews. I remember him. He's from Washington, D.C.
Yeah. 18 points, 1 assist, 1 steal. Pretty much that was a majority of their scoring on that side right there. And then for Jackson State, 5 players in double figures. Led off, of course, by Deshaun Ruffin, 29 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block to add to it. Only turned the ball over 2 times in this game. Kevion Hunt, 15 points and 7 assists. Also, Dorian McMillan with 13.6 rebounds. Mansell with 14 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. And really, to me, the player of the game tonight was Shannon Grant, 17 points, 16 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 block shots. He played like a big man.
He played like a big man. Yeah, talking about the enforcer. That's what he's called. Boris Lucas. That's what he played. He played like the enforcer.
Again, we will find out who we will play tomorrow between Alcorn and Bethune. So on Friday, we will be back here Friday afternoon to stream both of those games right there. But appreciate you, Chuck, for joining.
All right. It's great conversing with you as always. And good night, everyone out there who are watching and listening. I'm about to get on off of here.
All right. See you later, man.
You all take care. All right.
Also, we have over 130 people that's watching this. If you're on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. Hit the follow button on Twitter. And then come on to the YouTube side and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Also, send out donations to help back us up with this right here. You can always go through PayPal, Cash App, or the Zelle. But until then, we'll be back here at 4:30 tomorrow afternoon for the game between Jackson State Women Tigers and the Grambling Lady Tigers. All right. From here in good old Irving, Texas, I am Doc Holliday. This has been HBCU Tonight, Tourney Time. Make sure that you like the stream, comment, share, and most of all, subscribe to the channel. Also, and last but not least, man, y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Hug your loved ones. Also, before we do all that, send my condolences out to my brother Freddie G. He lost a member of his family, lost his father this morning. So we want to send prayers and condolences to him. He is a member and is one of the moderators on this channel too. He's also my son and brother. But like I said, we're going to send prayers and condolences out there to him. Like I said, y'all be blessed, stay safe, hug your loved ones, love on your loved ones, because you never know what's going to happen later on down the line. We are out this thing until tomorrow. Be easy. Peace.